chance. So not impossible it does it, but yeah.
There we go. Oh my god, I gotta make sure my mic's on the tube. Let me turn on. Hold up. We're good over here. Yeah, we're good over here. Yeah, I'll get to your guys' questions. There, yeah, I mean, we could have something right in here, moving right to the north of Princeton, or kind of through Princeton, Minnesota. All right. Do we have a CC on this? Let's see. I'll get to your questions. Let me just see what's going on here. Okay, not a great read. Not a great read. This guy's on. Ooh, that is sketchy. That is sketchy. Let's look at our overall radar and just see where we have storms beginning to form. We do have some beginning to form down here in Texas. This is going to be very interesting that we have storms forming right in here near Abilene. Oh, it's always Abilene. It's always Abilene, Kansas. I swear. You guys are a magnet. Abilene, Manhattan, Kansas. This is an area where the HRRR wasn't sure if we'd get any storms. And Iowa, you know, if we start seeing storms in this sector is when I'll start to get very concerned, because there's some pretty good tornado parameters in here, and we do not want to see any storm formation. A lot of these, you got a tornado warning here. It looked like Minneapolis yesterday could have multiple supercells crossing through it, and you guys are chilling right now. What you do want to get is rain cooled. I'll answer your questions, guys. Let me just look at some. I just got on. Okay, so you do want to have some rain cooled air ahead, but we have some storms that could fire up back here too. So Minneapolis is not out of this. This is earlier. We're a little bit earlier on too. There's going to be a line of storms that could form along this boundary as well. Right now, the timing though is quite off. Quite off for a lot of this stuff. We could get some more storms firing up behind this. We'll have to see. Timing's a little awkward on this. I don't know if models were showing this band of storms moving through here at 5 o'clock Central. A little early. No, it's moving out to the east of St. Cloud. What's up, Charles? Anything in Omaha? Not right now. Not right now. We got an extended tornado warning up here. It is observed now. Observed tornado on the ground. Observed tornado on the ground. Moving through Winnebago up towards Mapleton and Minnesota Lake. Up towards Waseca. Right now, today is underperforming. But as we get into the evening hours, we will really know what's going to go on. Because, as I said, there's going to be a lot more opportunity to get some storms back here and to get some storms through here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. You guys are fine in Wisconsin. There's nothing out there yet. You guys might have some little thunderstorms. There's nothing out there yet. You guys got quite a while. Quite a while. You are in that enhanced region though. Strong tornadoes are possible. Right now you're okay. Minneapolis, you're getting a little, I mean, cloud coverage, maybe a tiny bit of rain cooled air, but we're going to have to watch and see if any cells want to develop out here to the west. I kind of want to take a look at the HRRR and see what it's showing us. Let me load this up for you guys. Give me a second. There you go. So let's take a look at our latest HRRR run. What the heck? I don't want a model trend loop. There we go. Let's go take a look up here to the north. Let's just go into, do we have 21Z? Only 3. Let's see here. Okay, so this is right at around 6. This is 6 p.m. where it's still showing the potential for a supercell moving through Minneapolis, St. Paul. And interestingly enough, let's go back to the 20Z. Watch what happens. Watch what happens behind this. This could be long track. We've got a supercell showing here, here, maybe here, maybe in here. So this is all yet to show up on the radar. It's not there yet. Thank you, B. It's not there yet. What we are looking at right now is these, which actually the HRRR did a pretty good job at projecting. We are looking at this right now on the radar. Almost exactly that, which is crazy. And then really quickly, I'm going to move down, and then I'll start answering some questions. I'm going to move down a little bit farther so you guys know what's going on down here in the southern Great Plains-ish area. Yeah, I mean, look at eastern Kansas. Clump of supercells there. Potentially some down here near OKC, Tulsa. We'll have to watch you guys. And then we'll have to watch and see if we get any that spawn up into northern Missouri as well, which the HRRR also likes here. So here, I would say this region up through here right now. Although anything can happen, because I want you guys to understand, and we talked about this yesterday. The models are still thinking that we're going to have a cap that holds in this region and in this region. But we still don't know if it's going to hold or not. There's moisture that's trying to rise and condense in these areas, and it's hitting a warm layer of air that's stopping it from rising. Sometimes as you push into the evening hours and as the sun goes down, the atmosphere around that parcel of air cools, and then you get an explosion of supercells. So where these blank areas are, it's going to be important to watch what happens here. I think a good, and this is the last thing I'll show you, and then I'll take your questions. I think a good thing to look at is here on our satellite. Our cap broke up here, obviously. You know, you don't got to be a genius to figure that one out. Our cap, obviously, you can see these clouds here, kind of light cumulus, are having an issue growing, are having an issue with forcing through the cap. Now, it looks like we're getting some breaking through the cap a little bit down here to the south and a little bit down here to the south as well. The big question is, because we have dangerous SIGTOR parameters through here. Do we see any? There's plenty of clouds in here. There's plenty of cumulus clouds. There's plenty of moisture that's trying to push through the cap there. You can see it. Let's zoom in. Look at this. You guys see all of this here? Okay. We've got stuff down here that wants to... Here, let's zoom out a little bit. This map's getting a little bit messed up when I zoom too far in. There we go. Let me actually move over to blue. Yeah, you can see it there as well. We've got a lot of potential storms that could ignite along this line. That want to ignite along this line. You can see the barrier here. Our cap's broken up here. It's not down here. So, you know, the longer we wait, though, the better it looks for Omaha. Because the longer we wait, a lot of these storms, when they do potentially initiate, it's getting close to being east of Omaha. So we'll have to watch this area closely. I still think we're going to have a little bit of cap breakage in there, and we're going to see a little bit of a line, especially through central to southern, especially through this region right here. We'll have to watch down here as well. All right, let me start answering some questions. Oh, hello. Oh, by the way, Panthers and Heat play today. Do the Panthers play today? I think they do. Where's all my Panthers and Heat fans? See what I'm saying? We got both on today. Yeah, Tulsa we have to watch tomorrow too. Tomorrow, Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Some models are putting some strong supercells through that area. I may be more concerned with tomorrow. For Tulsa, OKC, Central to Eastern. I mean, really, just mostly, yes, Central to Eastern Oklahoma. Don't remember currents right now. Yep. Thank you, B. Time frame for Omaha if that happens. If you don't get any storms sparking up over Omaha within the next hour, you guys are looking pretty good. Because things are going to start pushing out to your east. So, we're going to see this main boundary. We've got a boundary here and a boundary here. And these are pushing east. You would have one here. So, yeah, we're looking pretty solid for Omaha right now. So, Spooner, Wisconsin. Yeah, we're not that this weather is not to you yet. We're waiting still. This is going to be a little bit later in the evening. Still a pretty major threat up here. A big threat that a lot of people aren't talking about too is kind of the potential MCS. Very, very strong kind of derecho setup up here. So, I mean, like look at our wind threat up here. Okay, this is a moderate wind threat, regardless of if you get a tornado on the ground or not. We could have some very strong winds with this QLCS setting up to the north. How do you pronounce this? Lacrosse? Yeah, you guys got probably at least 4 hours. We'll say 3 plus. These storms are over 100 miles out to your west. Still in a strong wind zone. And right now, that down here it is probably one of the biggest tornado threats. You can see that's where we already have some tornado warned storms, and we have multiple severe thunderstorms as well. Dark, I appreciate you. Ray, thank you. Matt and Ray, I appreciate you guys. Let me push back to our active tornado risk zone here. Still through this region. Hasn't changed. We got that hatched all the way down there in northeastern Kansas. One second. My grandparents are calling me. Let me just tell them I'm on stream. Let me just tell them I'm on stream. All right, I let them know. Is Minneapolis going to get hit? Seems like it's missing me. Yeah, yesterday we had models taking a bunch of supercells through here, and we're not... Look at this. This area is pretty chill. It's like there's a force field over Minneapolis. You're not done yet, though. There is a band of storms here, and we could see some trailing this out here to... this is a glitch, but we could see some more development out here to the west of Minneapolis. So pay attention because you're not. I don't think you're out of the threat until at least 7 p.m. ish. Out of the significant threat. Is Shakopee gonna get hit? Yeah, Shakopee. Well, again, Shakopee is the same thing. So we could see some development out here. So Shakopee, I'd give another hour or two before you stop paying attention to weather. If you want to stop paying attention to weather, give it a little bit longer. There's potential for some more storms that form behind this main line. That's to the south of Minneapolis. Rochester, New York, warning out for tomorrow. Yeah, we've got an upgraded warning for tomorrow. You can see our tornado threat for tomorrow. Really from most of western New York, northern western New York, all the way down into Ohio. This is a tornado threat for you guys. This whole region. And then we got another tornado threat down here in central north central-ish Texas, 5%, and then the 2% that goes through Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and Fayetteville. Arkansas, so that has, yeah, we have a pretty decent wind threat tomorrow too, by the way. Look at this wind threat. Look at this wind threat up here. Includes basically Syracuse, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Cleveland. Pretty significant wind threat. And then we have a hatch wind threat as well down in Sweetwater, Wichita Falls, all those areas down there in Texas. So tomorrow's going to be another interesting day. I'm concerned with, and it's not showing on here. I'll get back to our active outbreak. Don't worry. I'm concerned with this region tomorrow, just based on what the latest model set is showing. I'm concerned with that region. Another area that's been showing pretty consistent development of cells is through here tomorrow. So, yeah, I'll be watching those on the latest models. Sartell, Minnesota. You guys are good. You guys are right north of St. Cloud. I know where Sartell is because, well, maybe I shouldn't say. I don't want to dox my family. I have a family member who lives in Sartell. I'll be in Sartell this. Summer probably. I'm gonna try to go to Sartell this summer. I got family on the Mississippi there. You guys still are in a threat. We can still get storms initiating out here, even though you don't see any. I think Sartell, St. Cloud, you've got about another hour you want to watch out. Yeah, I know. Well, who knows? Maybe we'll come back from a 3-1 deficit. Yeah, I like Sartell. I was there a few years back when they got like 100-something inches of snow and we were walking out on the Mississippi. All right, where we got it? Another severe thunderstorm warning down here. Kansas moving up towards Clay Center. Blue Rapids. Let me go over the alerts real quick. I'm going to keep answering your guys' question. Des Moines, Iowa. It's a good question. Is the cap going to break or not? It's a good question. It's a good question. So here we go. One tornado warning. Faribault, Minnesota, Blue Earth, Minnesota, Waseca, Minnesota. This is observed ping pong ball size hail. We've got some, I'm not going to cover every severe thunderstorm warning. Some of these are just 60-mile-per-hour winds and pea-size hail. It's not anything, too big to talk about. But some of these are considerable. You've got almost 2-inch hail, Clay, Kansas. In that region, you've got 70-mile-per-hour winds, hail 1.5 inches. Glasscock, Texas, Regan, Midland, Upton, Texas. So considerable damage right there. 1.5 inches hail, Emmett, and Palo Alto, Iowa. And then the rest of these are kind of your average. We got 1.5 inches, Dickinson, Kansas, Clay, Kansas there. Yep. Possible tornado. This is about to expire though. Let's look at this one here. This is about to expire. Let's take a look here. Yeah, not seeing enough rotation here. I don't think there's a tornado in here. Not impossible, but it doesn't look like there's one. Let's see if they have a better visual of this. That is pretty. Look at this out here, guys, out to the right side of the screen. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Really cool. It's a little scary, but pretty cool looking. Yeah, that's out in Minnesota Lake, Winnebago, Wells, Blue Earth. That's in south central Minnesota.
Like walk out. Oh dear Lord, the chaser conversions.
You hear what he's saying?
Yeah, going for the tail on Charlie.
It's a very impressive looking storm.
Yep.
You could get a big wedge out of something like that. Very impressive looking storm. Yeah, I mean, we only got south central Minnesota right now in this watch. So, this tornado, it says observed. It's hard to tell. Let's get back into it. We're not seeing a really great visual right now with the radar. It looks like it might be off the ground. Correlation coefficient, we don't have anything velocity wise. It's possible we have one down here moving up to the northeast through Winnebago. But, yeah, there's not Not a great radar image for this right now. The only thing I see that's maybe a little bit concerning is down here near Winnebago, moving up to the northeast towards Mapleton. Do you think the cap is going to break over Davenport? Out there towards... the only reason I think so is because I think the atmosphere is going to cool enough by the time the storms are out here. I think your parcel of air will be able to rise and condense. So I think there's a better chance it breaks a little bit farther out east, yes. Anything in Chicago? Not until very late / very, very early in the morning. As it's looking now. James, what's going on? MK. What's popping? Is Evanville, Wisconsin okay? We're going to have to give... I probably spelled that wrong. We are going to have to give Matt a call here because I want to get his opinion on what's going on with the storms today. Should we give Matt a call real quick? Get a second opinion on what we think about because guys, we've got a few severe thunderstorm warnings and one tornado warning right now. We're watching a potential major tornado outbreak. Let me get Matt on the phone real quick and get his opinion on what he thinks about what's going on currently. Again, this we have some areas that can produce that haven't yet, but it doesn't mean they're not gonna. See if he answers.
Hello?
Hey, bud. I just realized my phone might die while I'm talking to you. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? My chat can hear you.
My thoughts are everybody's sleeping on southern Oklahoma and Texas, and we're about to probably see one of our biggest moderate risk zone busts unless something changes.
Yeah. I do think there's still an opportunity for storms to form that there in far eastern Nebraska, western Iowa.
I agree. Yes. I think, the window is definitely still there right now. Just fault lines taking up everything.
Some evening atmospheric cooling sometimes will spark up storms as the sun goes down. So I'm watching that. It's super, super unimpressive up near Minneapolis. I can't even believe it. There could be a little banding that forms behind that main band to the south, though, I think. It's trying. So far, so good, though. I mean, safety-wise, I do agree probably that my attention is shifting down there towards Oklahoma and then north central Texas.
Yeah, they have 6,000 surface-based Cape right now with maxed out parameters in that quadrant down there. I'm a little bit concerned about it down there.
Oh, that's incredible.
Very favorable.
That's incredible. Yeah, they had a storm down there, 70-mile-per-hour winds. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good to know. Tell your chat I said hi.
Y'all say hi to Connor.
What's up, chat?
Say hi.
What's up, chat? All right. All right, dude. Talk to you later.
All right, bud, I'll holler at you later.
See ya. All right. Okay, let's see. Paisley, Ray, Lame. Mom of 3, what's going on? Brenny. OKC, Ruby, I appreciate you guys. Carroll, Iowa. Our only threat right now is in far northern Iowa. We've got Spencer, Etherville, Armstrong, Gredinger. I don't know. Bancroft, Buffalo Center. We're not seeing the storms initiate down here. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing this banding. We're not seeing the initiation through here yet that we thought we could. There's still an opportunity. We do have some strong storms forming down here. These could turn into something significant moving up towards St. Joseph, Maryville, and we'll have to watch and see what happens out here in northeastern Nebraska if we get any sort of formation here. This is where we did see on the HRRR model late in the day, not yet, some storms beginning to train here and then move east. That would be the threat to Des Moines, Fort Dodge, Mason City, Waterloo, Iowa City, Davenport. So that is something we have to keep our eye on. Looking pretty quiet down there in central to southern Kansas and central to northern Oklahoma. Although, like Matt said, we've got to keep our eye on this. And he talked about maxed out parameters. We can actually go really quickly and take a look at that. If we pull into here, HRRR, let's go into our latest 21Z and look at... Let's look at our SIGTOR parameters right now. Yeah. So, pretty impressive soundings here. Huge cape. 6,000. 6,000 joules per kilogram cape. 6,000 joules per kilogram cape. You can have a violent tornado with 1,000. So, he's not lying. This is looking very aggressive. Here, look. Oh my lord. Let me see if I can get this sounding. Give me a second, guys. This is big right here. This one's moderately capped, though. That's good. That's good. We don't need that in our life. Yeah, well, we really have to watch down here. We actually have right now, let's see here. Yeah, 6,000. We have 6,000 cape down here in north central Texas. Incredible. Surface cape. Surface cape. Okay, let me get back to your questions. If you guys don't know what cape is, it's basically it's convective available potential energy. The higher your cape, the stronger your updrafts, and updrafts are what cause very violent thunderstorms. Whether it be hail, wind, or tornadoes, you need a little bit of shear for that updraft to cause tornadoes, but it can cause really anything. What time is that storm? What time is that storm going to happen in Oklahoma? Well, if we look at the HRRR, what it thinks with these storms down here, I'm sure there's a little bit of capping. Look at this. Look at this. This is a pretty violent looking hour on the HRRR here. This would be around 7 p.m. tonight, maybe 8 p.m. I guess this would be 8 p.m. Central Time. You guys would be 5 back there. So we got to watch 7, 8, 9, 10 through this region. You can see this. That's 8. Then we're pushing into 9, 10, 11. So hopefully they'll stay west of OKC. We just want them away from the biggest population center. Obviously, it sucks for people out there, but we would like to keep that away from the OKC metro. Hopefully that remains. Oh, sorry, you guys couldn't see that. I'll just push back so you can get a quick glance at that. Here you go. You can see here, this is a lot of supercell development. This is around 8 p.m. We've also got northeastern Kansas getting involved here, and then a little bit of Iowa as well. This is around 8 p.m. Still the chance for some cells out here through central Iowa. This is around 8 p.m. So not done. Not done. Let's quickly take a look, actually, while we have this up at what it's thinking about Minnesota. Do we have a second? Do we have a second band of storms that could cause some chaos? Maybe you get some initiation behind this main squall back here and up here. So we'll have to watch out for that. And then, of course, you've got this down here. So the HRRR is still showing later into the evening more storms. But notice here what it's doing. Someone was asking about Davenport earlier, eastern Iowa. We're not getting the ascent we need for those thunderstorms to form. So, man, I mean, today could still be a bust. I mean, we've already got severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings. So it's not going to... There's a 0% chance we're going to see no more tornado warnings or thunderstorm warnings along this line. There's going to be, but a bust would be... I would consider it a bust if we had under 50 warned storms. We expect it to push potentially up to 100 warned storms today or more. Blue, I appreciate you. Green Bay, Wisconsin. You guys still are in this slight hatch risk for tornadoes. HRRR. Let's see what the HRRR is doing out there as we get later into the day. Bringing your first kind of potential severe threat in at around 9-10 Central, and then potentially a second round at around 12 to 2 in the morning. So the whole thing's pretty late for you guys. Not showing a bunch of supercell development moving through the Wisconsin region, but again, these models aren't going to be perfect. Got them out here right now. These models are not going to be perfect, as we can see. Do you think Kansas City could get a tornado warning or severe thunderstorm warning? Yeah. Yeah, it could still. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm yawning. I see the risk for tornadoes go awfully Get awfully close to Kansas City. Yeah. Is Oklahoma City capped? A little bit right now, but that's going to change in the next couple hours, it looks like. Well, we've got storms down here. I'm getting so much lag. Probably put on a radar that's not going to drag as much off me. Let me see. Yeah, it's a little bit better. You hear the lightning, guys? I love it. Yeah, you got some storms down here. You got OKC up here to the north. Yeah, nothing major right now. It does look like this region right through here wants to spawn up some pretty strong thunderstorms here in the next hour or two. So really, really watching this area. Really, really watching this area closely. There is close to 6,000 surface cape here right now. Massive surface cape, okay? The updrafts are intense. So if the updrafts, those updrafts can't push through a cap, I don't know what can. I'd expect some isolated, potentially violent thunderstorms to be forming down to the southwest of Oklahoma City pretty soon here. Appreciate the follows, guys. Yeah, we talked about lacrosse a little bit earlier. We're going to have to wait and see. That's going to be still a few hours from now. And some capping issues again down there in Wisconsin, which is a good thing. Here, I'll turn off my lightning sounds. Let me actually zoom this out a little bit. How's Central Ohio looking for tomorrow? You guys have a 2% tornado threat. Could go up to a 5%. Could go up to a 5%. Let's pull in here. Pretty much, I mean, most of Ohio's in this. You got Northwest that isn't, and you got the southern portion that isn't. Now, the wind threat for tomorrow is pretty significant for you guys up here as well. So this could be earlier in the afternoon, not a late event. I have to confirm that. I haven't looked at the updated models, but yesterday this was showing earlier in the afternoon tomorrow, and I still think we're going to be around that time frame. Yeah, I know the Heat need to win tonight. Let's go. Okay, I got lots of people asking about lacrosse, and I keep asking. I mean, I keep answering it. Is my whole chat in lacrosse? Is it lacrosse? Is my whole chat live here? You guys are good for a few hours. I would say in a pretty dangerous region. HRRR wants this to fizzle out a little bit as it gets off to the east. I don't know if it's gonna though. So, but you got a few hours still. I mean, we're talking these storms are still 100 miles away from you guys, and they don't move very quickly. We got another tornado warning. We're gonna take a look at that. Let's take a look at this tornado warning, guys. Here we go. Observed tornado. We've got this one up here to the north.
Here, but it'll only last a minute.
See if anyone's got a visual.
Minnesota.
Look at that. You hear the tornado sirens?
This must be quite eerie for the people of this town. They may think there's a tornado headed towards them. They should be taking shelter just in case, but as of right now, I don't believe.
Yeah, they're good for right now. That thing's gonna head up to their northwest. I'm just checking some of these. Let's see if we can see any rotation in this storm. It does say observed. Not seeing a great radar signature of anything. There's a little bit of a radar signature going over Winnebago right now, Minnesota. But not seeing a ton down there. Another tornado warning up here to the north. This is radar indicated. Not the most impressive looking thing. There is a pretty good notch in here, though, I will say. So let's take that pretty seriously. Heading up towards Warsaw and Faribault. I don't know how to say that. Canyon City. Bottom floor, interior of your home. In a closet, away from windows or in a storm shelter. That's a pretty good notch, actually. Yeah, this one actually looks like it's developing. So we could have a decent tornado on the ground up there to the north, moving just to the south of Waterville, Minnesota. Yeah. this could be a decent one on the ground headed up towards Faribault, Canyon City. Yeah, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. This guy's chasing down here. He thinks that we might get something to the south. Iowa, Des Moines. Yeah. Right now, you still got the atmosphere still holding, but we think that may change out here in a little bit. So we're gonna have to watch. We're trying. These storms are trying to develop along this boundary here and move east. We're getting a little bit more storm formation down here to the southwest as well, where we're actually getting more severe thunderstorms. You can see we're starting to get a little bit more activity down here, headed up towards Falls City, Auburn, Nebraska, Marysville, Seneca, Kansas. Let's look in here. Golf ball size hail. Let's see if we have any rotation down in these cells. I don't think we would have a ton down here, but we could. It's interesting looking reflectivity. Some shear. Let's see here. That's probably your hail core right there. That's setting up towards Blue Rapids, Kansas. Abilene lime size hail is currently falling. And this looks like a little bit of rotation too. This could just be an issue with the radar, but it does look like we've got some strong wind or rotations in here. Moving up towards Abilene and Chapman. You know, sometimes this is just radar distortion, but that we do have a little bit, we could have a little bit of rotation in these clouds right here. Abilene, Chapman, Buckeye, Kansas. Not much going on down here. 70-mile-per-hour winds, lime-size hail. Moving to the south of Garden City, Texas, up towards Sterling City. Rogers, Minnesota. Let's pull out here. Where are we? You had storms move across. There's still the possibility of some more isolated thunderstorms firing up behind this boundary. So I'd still stay weather alert for an hour or two at least. Right now, our severe event is underperforming, which is all we could ask for. Because the parameters today, the instability out here is incredibly volatile. Meaning if the atmosphere if the atmosphere breaks and the cap breaks, you could see 100 tornado warnings through this region. It's holding for a big portion of this region right now, which is pretty good. And we didn't know. B, I appreciate you. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you helping mod too, B. East Michigan tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, this is our wind threat. We can actually, I'll really quickly show you what's going on here with the HRRR. We can push. Here, we'll just use this. This is our latest HRRR run. Here's our storms. We try to get some. You can see this is kind of our timing out here. All right, let me push into here. Let's go. We're into 3, and then this is your main band of convection that we're worrying about. And it's right now, again, I think there's going to be there's not complete agreement if we're going to get actual initiation of storms through eastern Michigan. The latest HRRR doesn't love it. But it's pretty confident once we get a little bit farther down and once we get into the once we're pushing into the afternoon hours that this region will see some storms out here. So a little bit farther off to the east. Western New York, northwestern PA, Ohio, central to southern Indiana, southern Illinois, and then down through here. So Detroit's going to be interesting. The latest HRRR doesn't really show much cell initiation over eastern Detroit tomorrow. Or I mean eastern Michigan including Detroit tomorrow. All right, what do we got? Another, okay, so this severe thunderstorm warning was just extended. Nothing major down here, but we'll take a look at it. Still golf ball size hail, considerable damage threat heading up towards Sterling City, out towards Robert Lee, Texas. Waiting for these storms to fire off down here. We're starting to see a little bit more action out here to the east or to the west of Vernon. We'll have to see if those storms continue to grow, because this is still the section that we're watching that could fire up a lot of storms shortly. And you're starting to see we're getting a little bit more convection down there to the south through Oklahoma and central Texas, north central Texas. This is Radar Omega that I'm using right now. Ottawa, Minnesota down south. Awatona. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. There it is. Awatona. You guys do have a tornado watch, tornado warning up to your north. This is probably going to miss you. You can actually see the hook on the MRMS radar right there. And if we push into the single site radar, this looks like it's going to expire. I don't think it should. I think it needs to be extended. There's the inflow. We probably have a tornado right there heading up towards Faribault. I'm trying to say that correctly. We could probably still see, yeah, there's your little notch. So there's your rotation. This looks to miss you guys in Owatonna. And Owatonna. Tonn. How do you say that? Ton or ton? Owatonna. That looks to miss you guys to the north, luckily. There's some rotations. There's separate rotation down here too, though. If I were you guys, I would be in a safe spot right now until this passes over, because there is a little bit of a look of rotation down here to the south as well. You don't have that same notch or inflow, but there's a little bit of a sketchy rotation down here just to the south heading towards you guys. So better to be safe than sorry. Potentially some large hail down here as well. Then you got this one near Minnesota Lake, which may expire. They may let this expire. Not seeing much right now. Is Twin Cities going to get anything severe? Well, we've had a pretty big underperformance for the Twin Cities so far. There's still an opportunity for a second band of thunderstorms to form out here to the west. So I wouldn't call the day off for Minneapolis for the Twin Cities just yet. Yeah, Dominique, just because it's sunny doesn't mean it's sometimes worse when it's sunny if you're in a tornado watch, because tornadoes like there to be clear, dry, or clear, warm, like moist air out ahead of them. But typically, like they want that air to be warm. So if you have clear, warm air, clear skies out ahead of thunderstorms, that can be a very volatile, unstable environment. If you're in a tornado watch and it's completely cloudy over your head and it's drizzling, you'd probably be a little bit less concerned. You're gonna have rain-cooled air. The atmosphere is gonna start getting into, atmospheric temperature is gonna start reaching equilibrium, and it'll become a little bit more stable. Sunny skies in a tornado watch out ahead of storms can be kind of the worst possible situation. What's good about Iowa, though, is the caps holding for a lot of this region. So seeing maybe some storms wanting to fire up still down here, but it's holding. And it may continue to hold, and you may continue to see sunny skies, but I don't know. All right, we're getting... I think this was one of our new ones. Yep, this was a new one down here. So we're getting a little bit more activity down here like we talked about. We've got quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds out to the west of Vernon, moving up to the northeast towards Altus, Oklahoma. We have... Let's take a look out here. We got 19 minutes. Okay, here we got an extended... So tornado possible down here. Grettinger, Armstrong. We've got a chaser down here. Watching this.
Look at it out. Look at it out there.
Is that wind?
Just keep coming at me. Come on, little.
Okay, he's watching something out here in this. He thinks there's rotation out here. Let's see. Oh, he's right. Look at this. That could be a tornado right there to the west. Grettinger. I know I'm saying it wrong. Iowa. That definitely could be. It's not warned yet, but that to me, it looks like some good rotation. He's in a great spot for this.
It's getting a little bit of a kind of, I wouldn't say hook, but it's getting that kind of curvature to the supercell.
Yeah, this is a pretty good look. You could have this, or you could have this right here. Either of those storms. You see here, this could be your outflow boundary. Here we go. Either of these could probably produce. Okay, we'll watch that closely. Oh, I said it perfect. Okay, good. Oh, there we go. We talked about this. Owatonna, you are now in a tornado warning. As I said, there was a little rotation down here, and it looks like this probably is out of an abundance of caution, but there's also, we did see some rotation with this cell here. You can see it right here. Get in a safe spot. Get in a safe spot if you're there. Not looking super violent right now, but these things can spin up quickly, and you never know. We also have a pretty decent, what looks to be hail or maybe even debris signature. So that thing's on top of you guys, and I would be bottom floor, interior of the home, closet, in as safe a spot as you can find in your house. Because although the radar doesn't look super impressive, there's a rotating cell here, and we're seeing some signs of a possible tornado in there. Still a big inflow region out here, moving to the south of Faribault. Tornado warning. They warned it, guys. They warned it. This storm we were talking about. And it's hard to tell which one because there's two pockets of rotation here. This, to me, looks like the more violent pocket of rotation right there. Okay, had it right through Grettinger, and then hopefully this misses just to the north. It looks like it might miss just to the north, and it might not even be really on the ground right now, but it's going to be close. This is what we're looking at right here, and we'll have to see the spacing. We've got someone on the ground looking at it. Can he see it? No visual yet.
Those things.
Well, I guess I'm here, but I don't see nothing. Hold on, there might be a funnel hanging down. It's in a weird spot, though.
Yeah, I think he's talking to this guy. Let me see. I can't play it for too long, guys. This is in Iowa.
For the eastern one, it's for the western one.
They're both in a great spot to see something there. I gotta tell you. Just quick reminder, everyone. Steele, Waseca, Rice, Minnesota. If you're in that area or around it, there is still a tornado warning. Looks like it's about to expire. It actually just got extended, I think. Emet, Palo Alto, Iowa, if you're in and around that region, radar indicated tornado. Steele, Minnesota, radar indicated tornado. This just got extended. I'm not surprised. We've got a good inflow region here. Faribault, Canyon City, all the way out towards almost Canyon Falls, Minnesota. We've got some movement up there. I really want to see if this guy gets an image of this. Have a rotating cell out there.
That was a nice gust NATO, but yeah, I mean, apparently this thing.
Can I get the name of this? Yeah, this is Radar Omega. This is Radar Omega. Yali, what's poppin'? What's going on, Yali? Amanda, David, Jay. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone's having a good day. I appreciate all the follows, too. Thank you, guys. I post updates every single day on what's going on around the country, and usually live stream every day. Once in a blue moon I miss, but usually live stream every day. Yep. Thank you, Yali. Time frame for Ottawa, Kansas. Apple weather isn't showing anything. Tennis ball, really quickly. Tennis ball size hail out here. Tennis ball size hail out here in northeastern Kansas. Headed up towards Cottage Hill. Golf ball size hail headed out towards Manhattan, Kansas. I don't know why this isn't warned. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but this looks like we could have circulation here headed right to Chapman, Kansas. I'd get in a safe spot if you're in Chapman, Kansas. You sometimes can have radar distortion, but to me, that looks like we could have a tornado on the ground. You can see the hook in it too. There's the inflow. Rear flanking downdraft. So it's good looking on the reflectivity. Let's go to our velocity. We've got rotation on our velocity. I don't know why this isn't warned, guys. This stuff kind of makes me mad when I see this. Yeah, Chapman and Junction City, Kansas. Get underground or get underground in a shelter or get into bottom floor, interior of your home in a closet away from windows or in a bathtub with a mattress on you, pillows. Sometimes people put a helmet on. This, to me, there's a look inflow region here. There's an inflow region here. We have circulation on the velocities here and here. And this is Junction City, Chapman, Enterprise, Kansas. Headed up towards Milford, Fort Riley, Ogden, and Manhattan, Kansas. Interesting. Why is that not warned? I'm texting Matt. See what he says. This makes me... He said, you guys want to know what he said? I was about to ask the same thing. I don't know why this isn't warned. This should be a tornado warning. Treat this like a tornado warning down here to the southwest of Junction City, Chapman, Abilene, Ogden, Manhattan. Could very likely be 2 tornadoes on the ground headed up to the northeast Kansas. All right? All right. Yeah, I don't understand it, Yali. Yeah, this is Radar Omega that I'm on right now. I was hoping that was a tornado warning for down there, but it's not. We have... Okay, where did that just get warned? Okay, we got another severe thunderstorm warning. This is... Okay, so this is now not tornado. This is severe thunderstorm headed out. This is Minnesota through West Concord and Concord. Guys, regardless of if you get a tornado on this line, when this line moves through you in Minnesota out here, there's going to be very strong winds with this. And hail for a lot of people. Brenny, I appreciate you. Yeah, those clouds are terrifying. We could see a Kansas City tornado watch. It's possible. Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin right now. Now, let's take a look at our radar up here to the north. Wisconsin's looking pretty okay right now. There is a severe thunderstorm warning up here to the northeast to the northwest of Iron Mountain, and it does have a very trippy cyclical look to it. Let me actually check the rotation on this bad boy. A little bit of rotation on it, but it's moving out into the middle of nowhere. It looks like there is rotation on this. It's about to move out. It's moving up towards Republic. Is that where am I? I don't know northeastern Wisconsin very well. Oh, it's moving up into the northern. It's moving into Michigan, northern Panhandle, upper peninsula, UP. But it's good right now. About to move through Crystal Falls. Big hail, possible spin up there. Madison's looking perfectly fine. You guys got a good amount of time likely before you see any severe weather moving through. You're still in that hatched 10% region for tornadoes, so you have to pay attention. You have to keep updated as the night moves on. It's going to be much later, though. Yeah, my handy-dandy map. What is going on? Why aren't these warned? Large hail, too. God. Chapman, get in a safe spot. Chapman, Kansas. Cedar Rapids. Yeah, not much happening out here right now. We're still capped in this region. We're not seeing much thunderstorm development, much convection. That could change very quickly. We've got a nice little cell formed out here and some other forming behind it just to the north of Sioux City. Sioux City, I'd be paying attention. We could get a band of storms wanting to form here along with this boundary. So stay updated on that. Nothing right now. You're happy tomorrow Cleveland's getting some action. Yeah, you guys should be getting some action at least. Today's going to be a little bit of an underperformer, it looks still, but we got some time to see. Yeah, I mean, he said no reason for them to be warned. There's not a ton of rotation on them, but there is rotation, and we do have a good amount of cape down here. When you've got tennis ball size hail, you've got very strong updrafts in this region. And when you have very strong updrafts and you can produce tornadoes with when you have very strong updrafts, you can produce strong tornadoes with lighter rotation. So, in my opinion, we've seen tornadoes touch down before. We've seen tornadoes and we've seen them observed without a warning because of the same situation where we're like, they're not rotating enough. We see rotation on radar and we see huge hail falling from the sky, meaning strong updrafts, but the rotation's not enough. We're not going to throw a tornado warning on it. I don't know. I don't think that's a great way to look at that storm, but you know, that's where the NWS has gotten in trouble before. So, but whatever, that's just my opinion. You can have your own opinion. Here we go. There's a look right here. See if you can see it. Look at that.
Come on. You can do it, buddy. Keep on rising, Scud. Keep on rising.
Little Scud cloud right here.
Let's get freaky, Storm.
I agree with him, right? Nah, we don't want that. Anything severe for a Chicago time frame? Chicago's going to be pretty late. Again, we can look at the timing with this. We can go and look at our latest HRRR run. Are we going to be on 22Z yet? 22Z is just loading. Let's go to the 21Z. And we can look at this load in. Storms they want to fizzle out before they even get to Chicago. But if they don't, your timing's going to be super early in the morning, maybe between 6-7 a.m. We'll say like 5 to 8 a.m. to be safe because we'll have to see exactly. It's hard to tell the exact timing, but right now it looks like it would be closer to 6-7 a.m. We don't know if it will. Again, this whole setup has turned super conditional today, so you know the latest HRRR has these storms kind of fizzling out right before they move into northeastern Illinois. But when you're waking up tomorrow, I would check You might not be up that early, but if you are up that early, I'd be checking the radar and I'd be checking updates. I love when people come in here and tell me how to read a radar. Another severe thunderstorm warning southeastern. Where are we? South Dakota. These are some nice looking cells. This is pretty high cloud tops. You got some probably little hail cores in here. So Tyndall out towards Scotland, Mayfield, Wagner, Avon, headed out towards Centerville, South Dakota. We've got some pretty strong storms. None of these are Tor warned. Not seeing, I mean, maybe this one, but not seeing much here. Yeah, not seeing much. A little bit of rotation here, but nothing major on the radar right now. Yeah, La Crosse is fine. You got plenty of time. We have to see if these storms are still going to last out there.
Sure is.
This thing's really trying to produce a tornado. You can see everyone coming south. Everyone's coming south. They want to get to the southern node. Southern parts of these storms can...
Guys, yeah.
Look at that.
Closing in on a tornado warning.
the southern portions of these can produce better tornadoes, stronger tornadoes, because they have kind of a clean inflow, and they're not fighting as much as some of these are up here with the energy around them. I have really bad storm anxiety. Do you think Iowa is going to get anything serious? Iowa's already gotten is getting a decent look in northern Iowa. This is going to head out towards Mason City. Wow, this is a huge tornado warning, but let's look at this. Yeah, you've still got this hook here. All right, tornado warning. Wanamingo, Zumbrota. I don't know why I can't hear this. Goodhue and Vasa headed out towards Red Wing, Minnesota as well. Your tornado warned. There is a decent hook, or a decent, oh, look at that, actually. Decent couplet there. And a good-looking notch in this as well. So take this seriously. This is setting out towards Kenyon, Zumbrota, Goodhue, Vasa, Minnesota, and the surrounding areas. They're all heading down here because they're expecting something to drop. Ooh, do you see that?
See if we can stay on this all the way to 1.
Maybe. This is an interesting looking. Let me see if this is this. Actually, let me go here. Okay, yeah, that was a different correlation coefficient. Okay. Very interesting regions out here. How's Sioux City, Iowa? Sioux City, Iowa. Wait, where are you guys? Oh, duh, I was on the wrong side. You guys are looking fine right now. You do have some storms that are sparking up in and around the region. We were talking about that earlier. You can see we've got some cells up here in South Dakota. We've got some over here in O'Neill. And then we've got one up to your north heading to the northeast, out towards Cherokee, Spencer, Sheldon region. We're starting to see, here we go. Look at this, guys. Storm development, storm development. Look at this. We're starting to see a little, and here, I think we're starting to see this convection band wanting to stretch. That's when we could get, yep, you're seeing this out here. This is when we could get Des Moines involved tonight. God, Minneapolis looks like it really lucked out. Omaha's doing fine right now. Omaha's doing fine right now. We are starting to see, like I said, this convection. Some isolated thunderstorms forming out off here to the west of Omaha, and we'll have to see if we continue to see this region produce. Omaha could get involved later in the night. Southern Iowa. Yeah, you know, we're going to have to watch this because these storms down here could move into southern Iowa. We did see on the HRRR earlier, later in the evening, storms wanting to move through southern Iowa. So southern Iowa is still very much in play here. Yeah, La Crosse, La Crosse we've gone over a lot. But La Crosse, you've got a good wall of storms out to your west. So very good looking wall of storms out to your west. You've got plenty of time to pay attention. So you've got plenty of time to prepare and watch and get updates. But you are in a pretty decently severe area right now. So I'd prepare for that. But you've got quite a while. Kansas City. Doesn't matter if it's Missouri or Kansas. We have some storms out here to the west. Right now, Kansas City's looking pretty good. We're not getting much initiation anywhere down here. Right now, Kansas City's looking pretty good. There's plenty of time, though, to see some more development in the Kansas City metro region. This storm's looking pretty spicy down here. That's about to head into southwestern Oklahoma. How's my wife doing? She's doing good. I think, listen, if she can make it to Friday, our baby should be born Friday. I think that's when we're doing induction if she doesn't go into labor. So She really likes, oh my God, she's a big Taylor Swift fan. And there's like a Taylor Swift song where it says like, where were you April 29th or something like that. And so she really wants the baby to be born tomorrow, April 29th, so she can be like, I was in the hospital giving birth. It's a whole thing. And so she's been doing everything she can, like reading online. She's been like sprinting around, curb walking, bouncing on balls, walking up and down the steps, trying to have the baby, trying to go into labor so it can be born tomorrow. And I'm like, girl. Thank you guys. Yeah. Thank you guys. But yeah, she's like a huge Taylor Swift fan. There they are. There they are. And her other friend, but there they are. That's my wife. Oh wait, no. That's my wife. That's Taylor Swift. Yeah. She got to hang out with Taylor Swift for like 10 minutes after she was at like one of the shows on the Reputation tour, and then Taylor Swift's mom came up to her and was like, "Do you want to meet my daughter?" And my wife was like, yeah. And then she went backstage and got to hang out with her for a little bit, which is crazy. Anyways, so let's hope she has the baby tomorrow. Tell her to do the mile circuit and to drink the midwife's brew. Yeah, the midwife's brew sounds spooky. Yeah, I think you had said that the other day, Ollie. All right, let's get updated. Let's get updates on all our storms. Let's see if they have something here, guys. Nothing. Oh.
No. You guys should definitely go put the fries in the bag.
We'll have to see if that thing...
Haven't seen anything.
Oh my gosh, that is a spooky cloud, guys. This is in northern
I'll get you
Iowa.
a view of the new one here as soon as we make it.
Oh my lord.
I think we gotta do meat sticking or something. This is like...
Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa's look, this is beginning to stretch. This is beginning to stretch. Cherokee, Lamar's, this is beginning to stretch as we move down here into our other radars. We're starting to see more initiation back into these regions, guys. So Iowa, pay close attention. Northern Missouri, pay close attention. Eastern Nebraska, east central to northeastern Kansas, pay close attention. Eastern Nebraska. And then, yeah, Oklahoma down here, we're starting to see some more initiation as well. So kind of a lagging event today, but it's starting to look a little bit more impressive as we sit here on stream. A lot of this wasn't there when I got on. A lot of this wasn't there when I got on. And this was not here when I got on either. So we're getting some break in the cap in some of these areas. Yeah, Green Bay, you guys have plenty of time. Right now, the new HRRR doesn't even show storms through Green Bay later. It has them kind of dissipating before they get there. But again, the models aren't perfect. You are in a you are in a 10% hatched region for tornadoes. I mean, you could see significant tornadoes, EF2, EF3 plus long track tornadoes. So you have to pay attention. It's going to be pretty late / early into the morning. We'll have to see what your atmosphere does, if it decides to keep the lid on or not. St. Cloud, I think you dodged a bullet. St. Cloud, most of this is off to your east. You're probably good on severe. That's just a rain cloud, but it could be a tornado trying to form. Doesn't look like there's one touchdown there. It could be.
Probably the play, just kind of stair-step it down until eventually nothing produces.
I'm like, well,
See that right there? That's interesting. All right. Can I drive from Blaine to EAU? Oh, you Claire, and make it okay? I don't, I think my cousin lives in Eau Claire. Is that Wisconsin? I think my cousin lives there. Yeah. I mean, you guys have time. You guys have time out there in Minnesota. Where's Blaine? What's my son crying about? Minnesota? Might be a little bit of a sketchy drive, if I'm being honest. Oh, it's in Iowa? You only got a couple hours for Eau Claire before you get some potential severe weather out there, so. But this would be a sketchy drive if you're making that drive like that. Yeah, I see it up there. That'd be a little bit of a sketchy drive if you took it like this. Guys, I see people asking about lacrosse. I've just like probably answered lacrosse 150 times, so I'm just gonna give it a second before I answer again. Confused blonde, Amy, it's what's going on? I appreciate you guys. Rice Lake, Wisconsin. We're not seeing we're not seeing very much up in that region. Let's see if we can go to a local. Let's go to a more of a local radar up here. There's still a possibility for some strong thunderstorms to develop up north here, but it's been a pretty big disappointment up here to the north, if I'm being honest. This whole region's underperformed a lot, and and I think Rice Lake right now looks pretty okay. Another extended severe thunderstorm warning. This is headed up towards Marquette, Wisconsin, or Michigan, UP. Are they seeing anything here?
Does it say go home?
Yeah.
Wow, these chasers are having a bad day. Oh! No, that's not a tornado. That's a scud.
This is just a trick, MD, to keep you up here longer.
What is that weird half-assed wall cloud right there?
Yeah, it could be a rotating wall cloud. It could be a rotating wall cloud, but if it were rotating, I think it'd turn into a tornado. There's enough cape up there. All right, Fisher, let's stop yelling. Wilton, Wisconsin. Wilton, Wisconsin. Wilton, Wisconsin. Wilton, Wisconsin. Wilton, Wisconsin. There we go. Daddy. Daddy's busy. I feel like you guys in Wilton just asked Wilton because I said I wasn't going to say lacrosse. You're like, oh, say another city closer. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Yeah, this is probably one of the most threatening regions right now. That area that I circled. Even if you don't get a tornado with this, you could have some very, very powerful winds along this line here. But you've got a few hours, but you guys are very much still involved in this threat. You very much still could see some strong supercells going over this region, being able to produce anything: large hail, strong winds, and tornadoes. Significant tornadoes. Storm Prediction Center issued a new mesoscale update. Let's take a look at this update, guys. Let's take a look at this update together. All right, discussion. Initial supercells will pose a risk of very large hail and severe gusts. Tornado risk will increase into this evening. There you go. Tornado risk will increase. This is... I almost didn't know what I was looking at here. This is Texas. So we've got Texas and Oklahoma in here. Lawton, Hobart, Oklahoma. We've got Crowell, Vernon, almost out towards Wichita Falls. Oklahoma City's up here. We'll have to watch if this extends up into Oklahoma City. So, initial supercells, yeah, okay. Initial discrete supercell has developed immediately south of the Red River in western North Texas. They think you could have some flash flooding issues near the Red River as well, near Red River. Where convergence is maximized near the dry line. Yeah, we're having some, yeah. Amid an uncapped air mass, strong surface-based inability. I think they meant to say instability. 30 joules per kilogram cape. 30 joules per kilogram of cape driven by a warm and moist boundary layer beneath very steep mid-level lapse rates. Will favor continued and rapid updraft intensification. Around 50 knot of effective shear oriented oblique to the low level convergence. Sorry, I'm reading something on screen. Okay. Sorry, where was I? Convergence will support discrete semi-discrete supercells. Discrete semi-discrete supercells. You don't want discrete cells. Initial photograph depicts weak winds, 1 to 2 kilometers. Despite favorable deep layer shear for supercells, this should initially favor splitting supercells with a risk of very large hail. However, low-level jet rapidly increases. Storm should intensify. Okay, so we could see some tornadoes with this. Large hail seems likely. Good to know. Did I miss a mesoscale discussion? Severe thunderstorm. No. We had another mesoscale discussion out here. This was 40 minutes ago through this region. So this is still important here. So we're in northeastern, southeastern South Dakota, northeastern Nebraska, and then northwestern Iowa. So increasing risk of scattered, strong, severe thunderstorms. We're looking at that on the map, yeah. So we're looking at that out here. There we go. This is what they're talking about. These are going to continue to initialize out here or initiate out here. So Sioux City, pay close attention. Norfolk, and then Omaha. We'll have to see if these get down to you as we move forward in time. Is this producing anything?
Hi, Connor. I just drove by you.
Oh, he's talking about Connor Croft.
Yeah, it's so...
Yeah, these guys are getting mad. They're like, give me something.
It doesn't even have a lowering anymore. It literally is gone. Like,
They're so mad. Tuning in from Sioux City. Yeah, pay attention. There's a lot going on in your region. You've got an uncapped atmosphere out here now. These storms are starting to initiate, so let's hope that they hold on a little bit until they get a little bit farther off to the south and to the east of you. Vinton, Iowa. The HRRR is not showing much initiation to Central Iowa anymore. But like I said, we do have storms down here to the south. We do have storms up here to the north. And we could get... Oh, it's looking pretty big down there. This is starting to stretch. And we're getting more initiation down here. So we're starting to surround Iowa with severe weather. So it's not impossible to get some severe... it's not impossible to get initiation of supercells throughout this region here in central Iowa tonight. Nothing. We're waiting for a boundary here to form, though. We're kind of seeing on some of our models. Large apple size, hail, 70-mile-per-hour winds, destructive damage threat that is currently moving through Sterling City, Texas. Sterling City, Texas. Get inside. I hope your farm animals are inside as well. Ooh, that's rough. Large hail, destructive winds. Golf ball size hail, considerable damage threat moving up towards Altus and Tipton, southwestern Oklahoma. And let's see where we got. Oh, and another severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, this is just... This is heading out towards... Oh. And it went away. Let's see if we can... Did we get anything else up here? Where is it? You guys see any black flashing on my screen? It keeps putting this warning down here and then taking it off. Yeah, I don't know what it's doing. Radar Omega's tripping. It keeps putting this warning down here and then taking it off. That's what the constant sirens are. Elk River. Let's see. Where's Elk River? Confused. Are you in here? Confused blonde. They're saying an atmospheric phenomenon took the power out. I think that seems highly unlikely. Yes, dear. I think it's highly unlikely. All right, another severe... what type of atmospheric phenomenon would disrupt the power grid? Unless it was a massive earthquake. That wouldn't be really atmospheric, but... large severe thunderstorm warning out here for Albert Lee, heading out towards Blooming Prairie. That sounds like such a Minnesota name. In Wells, Minnesota. I'm using Radar Omega. Omaha, Nebraska could get something. We're seeing storms are going to intensify through this region and this region as the night continues. So, what is going on? Don't tell me it's still doing it with this storm down here. They just put up all these rainfall warnings as well up here. I swear, is it the same? Okay, I'm closing out a Radar Omega and reopening it. I think it's literally blaring for the same exact severe thunderstorm warning that's down. That line in Minnesota looks like it's falling apart. A little bit, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Let's go into our single site radar, though, so we can see it a little better. Still looks pretty good on the single site radar. You know what I mean? We could still get something in here. You would typically, a lot of times, see your stronger tornadoes near the end of it. Mound, Minnesota. This, guys, the severe thunderstorm warning keeps going on and off and on and off and on and off. If this continues, I'm going to turn the sound off. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning. Oh, and it's taken away. Something's going on with Radar Omega. It keeps putting severe thunderstorm warnings and taking them away. I'm gonna turn the sound off for a little bit until they figure their crap out. Yeah, that's driving me crazy. Give me a second. That's driving me crazy. Let's turn off desktop alert sounds for now until they figure themselves out. Okay. This is Radar Omega. So, did I check out Mound, Minnesota? I was in the middle of doing that when that thing kept screaming at me. Yeah, the worst is past you guys. It looks... yeah, the worst is past you guys right now. Not impossible to see a couple more thunderstorms flare up out here, so I'd stay updated over the next hour, but... you guys aren't looking too bad right now. Eau Claire, Wisconsin, you've got a pretty decent looking frontal boundary out here headed towards you, so squall line. So I would stay updated. You got probably an hour or two before this thing's moving over your head. Minneapolis looks pretty good. Again, I don't want to call it off for the night. Sometimes we get some other storms popping up behind your main boundary. You guys probably aren't too your air's probably not too rain cooled, so I'd still pay attention for a little bit. But you guys are looking pretty good. And yeah, I mean, the odds of severe weather. I turned off my alerts and it's still doing that. Is there like a ghost in here? What is happening? Desktop alerts off. Okay. Should I just do... okay. Off. Okay. All right. Hopefully that works. Ontario, Wisconsin. I gotta stretch. I'm hurting, guys. Another severe thunderstorm warning out here in, was this northeastern Kansas? Nebraska, sorry, northeastern Nebraska. We've got it moving towards Crofton Center and Bloomfield. Is that same one down there? And I'm still, okay, Radar Omega's broken. The sound is still coming through. I'm going to do this. Maybe that will fix it. Let's try this one too, off. That I'm going crazy, guys. Is that bothering you guys too? Oop. Yeah, so northeastern Nebraska heading out towards Crofton, Center, Bloomfield, Yankton. We've got a decent looking thunderstorm out here. Ooh, I mean, a little bit of rotation in here too. We'll have to watch this for a potential tour warn. Yeah, some rotation with this cell, so definitely a little rotation with that cell. Got another one right here to the south of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls. Let's take a look at this. I have a feeling this one may have some rotation as well, but we'll have to see. Let's look at our velocities. Yep, so a little bit of rotation on this cell as well. Correlation coefficient. Looks like there's some big hail in here. It says only a $0.5 size. Could be a little bit bigger than that. You can see a little bit of rotation in here. Yeah. Right in here. One second, guys. All right, so we are getting some bigger thunderstorms sparking up back here where we weren't earlier. So that's important. They're isolated as well. These are kind of discrete too, which can cause some problems. Go into here. Really, really strong thunderstorms down here to the south. Up there in northeastern Kansas. Did I answer Ontario, Wisconsin? Oh, yeah, I couldn't find it when I typed it in. Oh yeah, I answered this earlier. Yeah, you guys got a few hours, but this is still a pretty strong looking line of storms here. Even if you don't get a tornado, you could get some very strong straight line winds out of this and some decent hail. So pay attention to those updates. Same with Madison. Oh, I need to stretch. Guys, this is a pretty big underperformer. Pretty big. Although we're seeing these begin to initiate, these begin to initiate, and these begin to initiate. So we'll see. I'm not ready to call this a flap yet because there's a lot of these storms. We knew the intensity was gonna increase on this severe setup today in the evening hours, and we've kind of just entered the evening hours out in the central, out in the Great Plains / Midwest right now. So, all right, it's stretch time. Ooh, I just felt everything crack. Everything's cracking, chat. Oh, wait. Let me just stretch and I'll answer your questions. This is Radar Omega that I'm using. Man. Okay. Okay, I feel a little better. Go over. Yep. Thanks for that beat. I'm on Radar Omega. Lauren, I appreciate you. What's Nebraska City looking like? Fort Dodge. Nebraska City. Nebraska City. You guys got time. A lot of these look like they're probably going to pass to the south of you, but we are getting a little bit more A little bit more thunderstorm activity down to your south, the southwest. So, and we're getting a train of thunderstorms out here now that's connecting. So, you've got a long night. I still think in Nebraska City. And then someone said, Fort Dodge. Yeah, Fort Dodge is in a pretty good area to see. We're going to start seeing these cells, I think. I think this region's going to see a little bit of an uptrend here soon. And these are going to be headed out east towards Fort Dodge, Mason City, Waterloo. Let's actually take a look at this, and let's go down to our single site. As the sun goes down out here, what can happen sometimes is the atmosphere can cool around your main parcel of air and it can rise. And you can get some very strong thunderstorms forming very quickly after the sun goes down, or as the sun goes down, but usually right after. So even though we're already starting to see this thunderstorm initiation out here, you could start to see it speed up here, I think, within the next hour. That's what I'm a little bit concerned about. Wausau. It's probably saying it wrong, but Wausau, Wisconsin. You guys got plenty of time. Still in that 10% hatch tornado risk. So stay updated. It's hard to tell. You guys had some rain move over, which is pretty good. You're going to have slightly rain cooled air, which can help tame some of these thunderstorms that are going to move over later that look to be severe. We've also seen a big underperformance out to your west, and we could see that extend out to the east towards you guys. So you guys are looking pretty good right now. Tornado possible. This is Lake City, Minnesota, just to the south of Red Wing, up towards Durand, Red Cedar, and Eugale. I don't know what that is. But this is actually the severe warning is kind of pointing towards Eau Claire. So it says tornado possible. Let's go and take a little bit deeper of a look into this one. Let's take a look. I mean, the velocities here are pretty impressive. You got a little bit of spinach there, a little bit of rotation. We got another severe thunderstorm warning down to the south of that now. Wabasha, headed out there. Look at this. Look at this thing. Yeah, these are high velocities, but it doesn't look like there's rotation there. See, that velocity radar wanted to trick me. This tornado warning is about to expire. There it goes. Okay. You guys are good. Yeah, this is moving. I mean, you Claire, you could see a decent storm out of this. Tornado warning down on the ground. Alberta Lee. Do we have something here? South central Minnesota still. This is out to the west of Glenville, Austin, or Albert Lee. Sorry. Albert Lee. Why am I saying Alberta? Let's look at our parameters. Nothing wild on the radar. Decent correlation coefficient in there. Some large hail definitely associated with this. Radar indicated. I don't see a great sign of rotation here on the radar, but it would likely be in here. It would likely be right in there. Let's see what these chasers are seeing.
I mean, y'all listen to me say so much about it. I just worry about this tomorrow.
Let's take a look at what our guys are looking at. All right. Not much. There's a tornado near Albert Lee, I hear. There's potentially. It's radar indicated. It doesn't look that dangerous. I would still get into a safe spot in Albert Lee, Clarks Grove, Bancroft, Alden. I'd still get in a safe spot. Interior home, bottom floor, closet away from windows. Not seeing a great signature for a strong tornado here. Although we've got some decent hail. We do have rotation on the cell down here. So you got to treat it like there is a tornado on the ground. You got a little bit of this kind of like hook forming in here now as well. So definitely treat it like the tornado is down. It's hard to tell if it is based on the radar information we have right now. If it was a strong tornado, we'd have a much better look at that. SK, I appreciate you. Hail and wind threat for Pittsburgh tomorrow. Pittsburgh has a tornado threat as well. Well, all right, I'll look at that real quick for you, Charles. I believe. One second. Yeah, Pittsburgh's in that tornado threat as well. So you guys kind of got a threat of everything tomorrow. You do. Let's look at our radars down here. Yep. Look at this. Look at this line of cells that we've got down here. We're going to have to watch this area as it moves up towards OKC. Let's go back in here. Some very strong cells. Look at this. Moving up to the north and to the east here. Northeastern Kansas. Still watching Kansas City, Overland Park. Let's go back here. All of our storm chasers are here. They're down at the bottom of this because, like I said, you get a lot of like good. You can get a lot of good inflow at the bottom of these squall lines. You know, they're not sharing the sky as much with any possible tornadoes up here, so you can get extremely violent, intense tornadoes when you're down here at the southern side of these things. You have a nice inflow, causing some pretty good instability and pretty strong updrafts. So it makes sense why they're here, but they're still struggling to see anything. Clouds, it looks impressive. Most of the views look pretty impressive, but they're just waiting.
It's like a very minuscule little area and like this dark cloud up ahead. I don't think it's associated with anything major. I just said, like, you know how sometimes...
I think what he's telling me is I need to get out of the car so I get hit by a...
I'm 3 hours away from Pittsburgh. Do you think I'm fine? Yeah, I mean, if you're 3 hours to the east of Pittsburgh, you're probably fine. If you're 3 hours to the north or west, 3 hours to the north of Pittsburgh, it's a little bit more. It depends. Are you talking about? It depends because you got your biggest, your severe threat is out here. So, if you're out here in the mountains, you're fine. I mean, I wouldn't say fine, but you're not looking as bad. Yeah, Des Moines still looking pretty good. We're getting a little bit more. We're getting some storms forming out here to the west, guys. This is all developed while I've been on stream, so we're watching that development. We're getting storms forming to the south of Iowa as well here, so we're kind of surrounding Iowa. We'll see if anything forms here in the middle. We still have cap holding 2 portions of Iowa there. We're not cooked, chat. I usually have pre-workout when I go to the gym after I get off work, and I didn't, so I think I'm having a caffeine deficiency right now. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, Rochester, you guys got storms kind of bearing down a new, so this is going to be within an hour for you guys. We're not seeing a major. Well, let's take a look at the radar in your region. There's a little bit of shear in these storms, tiny bit of rotation out here to your west. So pay attention to that. You could get some strong straight line winds with this too. Tiny little hail cores in this as well. Not seeing any tornado on the ground up here though. This was a little bit of a concern earlier. You can see that notch right here. Looked like you probably had a tornado, but that has since collapsed. So that's probably why they don't have that Tor warned right now. They do have a severe thunderstorm warning right there up to your north, though. Yeah, please do not spam. Watertown. Oh, oops. Probably not talking about Watertown, New York. But there's like 18 Watertowns, so I don't know what you're talking about. Is there a Watertown, Iowa or something? Look how many Watertowns there are. There's so many. Watertown, Wisconsin? That's one of the ones I don't see on here. Oh, wow. There's a Watertown in every single state. Plenty of time. This is going to be super late into the early morning for you guys, and we'll have to see if it holds. Right now, the HRRR doesn't even have any cells moving through that region. We can take a look at the latest. Though. Let me switch this back here so you guys can see it. Give me 1 second. Let's take a look at the latest models and see what they're thinking. What are we thinking for the rest of the night? Let's go to our 22Z. What are we thinking? Here's where we are. What are we thinking? Ooh, okay. So notice here, guys. Notice here. Notice here. Very interesting. This is very interesting. This is around 8 p.m. Central. But another hour and a half. Notice we start to get a little bit of thunderstorm activity. Look at this big long track here. Thunderstorm activity in Iowa. Also, southeastern corner of Minnesota still looking pretty spicy. Northern Missouri could get involved there as well. But look as it moves out towards in Wisconsin. This thing really falls apart in Wisconsin. We could have a big underperformance in Wisconsin. Big underperformance. And in Northern Illinois as well. Let's take a look at the latest down here in the south. Here's where we are. Not seeing this fall apart a little bit down in Oklahoma as well. Wow, today might end up being a huge bust. Yeah, I mean it's looking. We're gonna get some more tornadoes, some more severe thunderstorm warnings, but it's looking like it's gonna be a bust compared to what we thought we could see. There is still a lot more possibility. We're seeing a lot more intensity now and a tiny bit of an uptrend up through here. So potentially northern Missouri, Iowa, southeastern Minnesota, and then far western Wisconsin. I still think sorry, there you go, guys. I still think we need to watch that closely. So, did I always do that? Did I have it on the wrong screen the whole time? Here you go. There you go. There you go. This in Iowa here is what we're watching. This is a tiny bit of an uptrend by the HRRR. Some of these storms in here. So that's interesting. We're also seeing potential supercell. This is what I was showing. Southeastern Minnesota into Wisconsin down here. But as we push off into the east, guys, look at Wisconsin. Look at Wisconsin and Illinois. Pretty empty. Doesn't mean that's going to happen. Does not mean that's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, these storms want to collapse before they get to Madison, but you never know. I think they'll hold themselves together somewhat. No problem, Charles. Yeah, Madison, the HRRR has these storms completely falling apart before they get out to Madison. But we can look at a different model here. We can look at a couple different solutions here. So let's go into the Rufus. That's the 21Z. Big underperformer here. The Rufus had supercells going straight through. Almost straight through Des Moines. at around, yeah, at around 8, 9, but these storms aren't even formed down there now. Okay, the Rufus had those developing at around 7 p.m. Central. There's still time for that. They'd have to pop up very quickly. Let's go down to the south with this model as well. Still being pretty aggressive through Oklahoma, this model is. NAM 3K. Really getting eastern Iowa involved. Putting a lot of bad weather through eastern Iowa. Let me actually go back up here. I just want to take a look at what some of these separate models are showing moving forward, guys, because it's been a really weird day so far. Yeah, and then the NAM keeps Wisconsin very involved. You see the difference? Look at the NAM. And then look at the HER. You see that there on the NAM? And now look at the HER. Oops, let's go back up. Let's go to the 22Z. Look at the HER. See this? It separate like that through this region as it moves through. One more thing about PA Northeast. Do you think we will get a tornado? I think there'll be a tornado up in the Iowa, Western New York, PA region. PA Northeast? No, I don't think you'll get a tornado. It's not impossible, but I don't think you'll get a tornado in northeastern PA. Yeah, low southeast Minnesota corner. Yeah, we're still watching. You guys are in a pretty volatile area still. We have some big storms moving towards that region, so you're very much involved. Still a pretty powerful line of storms here.
We call it yaw mode, and when you enter yaw mode, bada bing, bada boom.
Listen to Ryan Hall.
Nothing crazy going on here, though.
Look at this. It's pretty. It's not producing much, though. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning. North central Iowa. And this does say tornado possible. We've got chasers all around it. I think if it touches the ground, we will know quickly. See, he's hearing it right now. It's not in a bad spot. I really like the view that he has of this. That's pretty.
Well, it looks like we have
Just trying to take a look at what some of these guys are looking at real quick. Can't stay on here long, but... Okay. You live in upstate New York? Yeah, Western New York's is kind of our threat region for tomorrow. We could get a spin up out here. We could get a spin up out there. Western New York. Southwestern corner through Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. Even maybe up towards Watertown. How warm and sunny weather does not mean they're in the clear. Yeah, no. Yeah, or yeah, B, sorry. So, basically, a lot of people get confused sometimes because they'll be under tornado warning and they will, it'll be a sunny day and they're like, okay, well, we're not getting a tornado. It's perfectly sunny. That is very deceiving because when it is sunny and when skies are clear, that can give you that's way more dangerous than being in cloudy weather before you have thunderstorms moving over, strong thunderstorms moving over. For instance, it's very sunny and beautiful out here in western Iowa right now. And what is happening is we're having a lot of heating in this region. Okay, our parcel of air is heating and we have a cooler atmosphere above it. As we get into the evening hours, what can happen is we just continue to get more and more and more instability in this region because it's sunny. You're letting your parcel, what we call your parcel of air, your lapse rate is increasing. Your parcel of air is warming up. And very quickly, 20, 30, 40 minutes, you can see an explosion of thunderstorms through the region. You could go from sunny skies to a huge mesocyclone out in the distance within 30 minutes to an hour. If that cap breaks in this sunny region. Now, if you were under a wall of clouds, you're not going to have as much surface heating, especially if you're getting some rain right ahead of where that tornado watch is, or out ahead of where that tornado risk zone is. Your atmosphere can actually cool. So what causes tornadoes is if you have cooler atmosphere above, warmer below, that warm air is going to rise through that cool sector. Your moisture is going to condense and release latent heat, and then you're going to get big thunderstorms. But what happens when you have very cool air up here and very warm air down at the surface is typically you don't have thunderstorms up here. This is very, very sunny. This is very, very sunny. But all you have to do is hit a certain point, and this very, very sunny sky collects all of this moisture, and you see thunderstorms explode all over the region. It being sunny has nothing to do with how intense. Sunny skies in a tornado watch, sunny skies in a tornado risk zone, it's not a good thing. Now the cap is holding here, so but it has nothing to do with the fact that the sky is sunny or that you have clear skies. Nothing to do with it. That just has to do with the atmosphere being a little bit too warm above your head for that moisture to rise through that layer of the atmosphere. But that could change in a second. So a lot of times they say on tornado days when you go outside, it feels very warm and humid and sticky down at the surface, which it probably feels warm and sticky out here. And if the atmosphere above it cools, which it still can, we'll get all that moisture immediately jumping up into the upper atmosphere and forming thunderstorms. Yes, clear skies, sunny days when you wake up in the morning on a tornado risk day tends to be more dangerous, potentially. Indeed, does feel warm and sticky here in Omaha. Yeah, that's all that moisture that's collecting down at the surface level that wants to punch through the atmosphere above you. And the second it gets warm enough down there at the surface, it's all bets are off. So sunny skies can be very ominous ahead of a tornado outbreak. Think Kansas City could get a supercell? Still could. We've got some big storms out there to the west. Still could. Andover, Minnesota. You guys are pretty good. Your major severe threats passed off to your east. Not impossible to get a few isolated events out here. But right now you guys are looking pretty good for the night. Yeah, I mean, the one area we're really still concerned with right now, is down here in southeastern Minnesota. Could have some flooding issues up there in northeastern Minnesota as well. But again, you could see some thunderstorm development out here still. It's possible. So I wouldn't say your day's over in central to southern Minnesota, but it's looking not as dangerous. That includes St. Cloud. Yeah, you clear? Yeah, you clear. These storms are getting close to you. Most of the most significant severe weather's to your south, although this band right here could bring some strong winds. It does have a little bit of tornado potential with it as well in the next hour or two. So I'd stay updated on that. It's getting close. Probably a good look. You can probably see that if you go outside and look out to your west. See that wall of clouds. Should still be pretty sunny in Eau Claire. Well, you've got clouds actually that just crossed over you, so your sun's probably gone. Do you think we will get anything in Shenandoah, Iowa? How is there so many Shenandoahs? That's such a unique name, and there's like a million of them. Weird. That's a good question. That's a good question. You do have some storms out to your south, southwest. That is a good question for you guys. We're starting to see storms initiating right here to your southwest. So, yeah, I mean, you could. We're seeing multiple thunderstorms here. These look like they would cross just to your south, but potentially not. This is moving off like this. Yeah, you could have thunderstorms knocking on your door, or Shenandoah, if I'm saying that right. You could have thunderstorms knocking on your door in 20 to 30 minutes. Not seeing... this isn't looking like a major... right now, this doesn't look like a extremely dangerous cell or anything like that, but it could quickly develop. One second, guys. I'm looking at something here. Let's go back to that radar. There we go. Okay, we got a lot of storms that trying to fire off down there in Oklahoma and Texas as well. Trying to watch that. All right. Let's see here. Manitowoc, Wisconsin. All these names. I can't. Why can't someone just live in, like, Jamestown? You know what I mean? Yeah, again, the HRRR model has storms falling apart before they even get out here tonight. But the Rufus and NAM3K do not. They do have a severe threat moving through very late in the evening, very early in the morning. So I'd pay attention, watch out. There's been a little bit of a downtrend on the HRRR, which is typically the model we like to run by the most. But it can struggle with capping issues, like all the models can, with reading cap, atmospheric cap. I live in a town called Nevada, but it's pronounced Nevada. What? That's so annoying. Well, now I don't even know how to pronounce your name. Is it Clary or Clary? I think it's Clary. Clary. No, is it Clary or Clary? Wisconsin, Milwaukee, same sort of thing. Our main model has storms kind of dissipating before they get there, but we do have some models that do bring some pretty bad weather in very early in the morning tomorrow. Chillicothe, Missouri. Clary. Okay. I feel like you guys are making up these names now. Chillicothe, Missouri. Oh. Chillicothe. Let's look at our national radar really quickly here. We do have plenty of storms out to the west here. Northern Missouri, most models do still bring in some pretty bad weather into. We can take a look at pivotal weather. Let's take a look at our latest up there. I think we may get some decent weather in northern Missouri. This is our 23Z's loading. It's barely loaded. Let's go back into our 21Z or 22Z. Yeah, you can see here. Now, the HRRR doesn't have these as strong supercells, but if you got thunderstorms here, we have some pretty nasty ingredients in the environment. You could get a supercell down here. But that looks like it's moving through, yeah, pretty late tonight. We're talking after 10 p.m. and then into the morning hours. Chillicothe. There's Kothe. That's the hard part. I'm going to call it Chillicothe. Is it bad if I have another Red Bull? I've had a lot of Red Bull today. Oh, perfect. That's all right. Iowa, Keokuk. Let's take a look at that. Chat. Part of me wants to get off for a little bit and then get on like for an hour later, just because of we're waiting for some storms to develop in a lot of these key areas. And I probably should eat something and hang out with my son while there's not much going on. Let me go to here. Save your organs, no more Red Bull. Fine. Wait, I just had it. Oh, there it is. Was it Kyoki? Say it again. Say it again. Someone spell what that was. It was in Iowa. Kiyaki? Kyoke. Oh, I just make myself look stupid pronouncing all of these names. Hey, you guys know that a lot of these are hard. Is that in Iowa? Oh, it is. Barely. You guys are right next to 2 other states. Yeah, you know, most models do have thunderstorms moving through very, very early in the morning. Most models don't have these severe anymore. But I'd say it's a 50-50 chance still that they will be severe. We have some thunderstorms moving up towards the OKC region right here, guys. We got to watch these. These are, this is a kind of discrete cell setup. Keokuk. Oh my gosh, I was nowhere. I was calling it what? Kyoki? Keokuk? Oh my. That one I wasn't even close. That's embarrassing. I wasn't even close there. Does he see anything here?
With these circulations.
He doesn't. Man, these people got to be pissed. Oh my gosh. Spooky. Spooky, spooky. Northern Iowa there, guys. Manitowoc. Yeah, I've heard of a city like that, so I knew how to pronounce that one. Manitowoc. Or someone has pronounced it for me before, I think. Blackhawk County, Iowa. I don't know if can I see the county? Yeah, I think I can. So Waterloo? Still a chance, still a chance. We've got a good train of thunderstorms out here, and we've got these cells down here moving up to the northeast. The latest HRRR does have within the next hour a few cells spawning off to the west and the southwest, I believe, of Des Moines too. So that'll be interesting. I can't believe we only have 2 tornado warnings down right now. How? Well, okay, and that one dropped off. We have 1. Let's look at this in Kansas. This is right where my guy said there's not enough rotation to get a tornado. That's why it's not tornado warned. Well, we have a tornado in off the same exact line of storms we were talking about. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, there's your little couplet here. Not looking like major rotation right now. There it is. There isn't a ton of rotation down here in Kansas, but there's very strong updrafts. So you don't need as much rotation to get some spinature. You can see actually on the CC you've got a little bit of an inflow here. Isn't looking like a super strong tornado on the ground, but look at this hook. Starting to look pretty nice here. So there's your inflow. So yeah, I would take this seriously. This is moving off to the northeast towards Junction City. This is the same exact line of storms I was talking about earlier. Same exact line of storms. It was right here. Just to the south of Chapman and Enterprise. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I would get in a safe spot if you guys are down here. Looks like it's going to move to the south of Enterprise, Chapman. Looks like it's going to move to the south of Junction City too, but it's going to be close. And tornadoes do not move in a perfect line. Tornadoes do not move like this. Tornadoes can move like this sometimes. They can be very weird. Now, it's not going to be that drastic, but they can definitely wobble a little bit with the shear. Should I be worried about the sun? Well, that's not what I meant earlier. 100 humans versus 1 gorilla. Who wins? The humans. I mean, 100 humans is a lot. I would say like 10 humans versus 1 gorilla. I would say like 20 humans versus 1 gorilla. Maybe the gorilla wins. But I'd say once you get to like 50 or over humans, yeah, the humans win. You just all start pounding it. You know what I mean? Yeah. 100%. That was a good question. I'm glad we're staying on topic. How's Thursday's threat looking? Oh, next Thursday? I haven't looked out that far. I'll address that tomorrow. Or this Thursday. Oh yeah, duh. Oh my god, it's Monday. Yeah, I'll address that tomorrow. My brain isn't working. Okay, yeah, if you're spamming, I'm not going to answer. I see you spamming Wisconsin. Do you think my area, Clinton, Missouri, will get a watch of any kind? Where's Clinton, Missouri? Thank you for living in a city with a simple name. I really do appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. Listen, you're in this 10%. You're in this 10% here. It's possible. We have lots of capping in here, and we have lots of capping up here to the north in Iowa, just like we were talking about earlier. So it is possible. It is possible to get some thunderstorms, some strong thunderstorms, possibly severe thunderstorms there tonight, very late tonight. But right now, you're looking pretty solid. I will say, very late at night into the early morning hours, again, with atmospheric cooling, you can get some strong thunderstorms forming in areas that were capped off during the day. My son's being a maniac. I'm sure you guys can hear that. She said, "Do you want to go to bed right now?" I mean, I don't know why she's saying it like that. It's literally his bedtime. Look at all these cells popping off down here, guys. Nothing crazy looking, though. Let's actually just take a quick look over at our tornado warning. Still got one in Dickinson, Kansas. Severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's look if we have any significant ones. Pepin, Wisconsin. Pierce, Wisconsin. Goodhue and Buffalo, Wisconsin. 70-mile-per-hour winds. Tornado possible. We've also got 2-inch hail. Damage threat considerable in Kiowa and Greer, Oklahoma. I feel like I said that right. Jackson, Kansas. Almost 2-inch hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds in that region. Knox and Ford, Texas. Pretty large hail. Almost 2-inch hail there. Inch and a half hail. 70-mile-per-hour winds in King, Texas. 2-inch hail. Considerable damage threat in Coke and Nolan, Texas. So we do have a decent amount going on, but a lot less than we thought. This is Radar Omega. I mean, listen, no one likes being wrong about their forecast, but this is a best scenario that we're having right now, especially for Minneapolis, because that looked like it was going to be really bad potentially. Especially for portions of Iowa right now, we still could see strong thunderstorms develop within the next hour or two and move through central Iowa. Not impossible, but it's looking pretty good there. It's also looking pretty good for areas like Kansas City and Missouri still. I still think we're going to have an issue down here, though. I'm still watching that OKC, southwestern Oklahoma, north central Texas region. The more of a downtrend we see out here, sometimes it won't affect what happens out to the east. But I think what's happening is, especially with tornado eyes, we have our kind of trough outrunning a lot of our instability. And that could really lower your tornado chances out here to the east. So in southern and southeastern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, eastern Iowa, to me, this is yeah, it's looking much safer for you guys. If you know what I'm saying. I'm not that short. I'm just slouching. I need to stop slouching. Rochester, Minnesota, pay attention. You're about to have a strong squall line move through. No tornadoes I mean, well, let me actually, before I say that, let me make an assessment of my own. Let's go to the single site radar near Rochester. Oh no, do I have the hiccups? Please tell me I don't have the hiccups on stream. Yeah, not looking too spicy. You guys are going to get some strong heavy downpours and maybe some strong winds moving through, but not looking too dangerous right now. Look at all these scud clouds. They're just low-lying clouds rising up with moisture. Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls, you guys are looking pretty good. You guys are looking pretty good. I don't think these are gonna head to your south. You could get a little hail core with some wind here moving through Sioux Falls. Let's see if there's any rotation on this cell. Not much. Let's look at base velocity. A little bit of shear, not much rotation. So you guys are looking pretty good. I think over the next hour or two, you guys will be in the clear. What Wisconsin towns are going to get hit? You still, I mean, anyone out here, I would say along this boundary could still get hit. Most of Wisconsin, except for northwestern Wisconsin's looking pretty good at this point. You guys are looking pretty in the clear. We still have to watch this whole region of Wisconsin. There's been a little bit of downtrend, though. These look like they have a little bit of hail in them out here, though. You got some pretty strong thunderstorms out ahead of this main line. Storm just arrived in Rochester. Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was right there when I was just looking at it. Yeah. There it is. Yep. Walking into the town now. No major... There's a little bit of spin out here in this one. Not looking too major, though. You could have some strong winds, and you could get a little hail in that. It's not impossible. Thank you for that mute. We safe in St. Paul now? Looking pretty safe. Looking pretty safe. I'd pay attention still a little bit, but yeah, the worst has gone by, and it wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, at some point, sometimes I just ban people who spam. When I get tired of spamming, I stop muting and I just ban. It's okay to ask a question if you every now and then. You can ask it more than once, but it's only the only people I ban are people where I see them ask the question like 20 times in a 3-second span and it covers my entire chat. That's a little obnoxious for people. That's the kind of annoying stuff. Anything bad coming to Richland Center, Wisconsin? Richland. I still think we could get some pretty bad weather through here. Again, the HRRR has this boundary moving off to the east and then beginning to split like this and de-intensify. Almost like the Red Sea opening, parting, and not bringing as bad as severe weather through this region. We were looking at this earlier on Pivotal Weather. And as this moves forward, what's our 23Z at? As this moves forward, okay, it's not, yeah, see, this is actually holding a little bit more down to the south, but you start to see a clearing in here. Starts to lift. Not really seeing any supercell development out in there. Oh my gosh. What a downtrend. This has been a crazy downtrend all day. Oh, we're on that composite reflectivity there. 1 second. Let's go back into 23. Look at this, though. Look at this, though, on the latest HRRR. Supercell right here. Thunderstorms here. So, yeah, I'd still say Iowa, watch into the evening because there's a bunch of cells popping up here across Iowa now. I mean, none of this was here earlier. None of this was here earlier on the HRRR, guys. In the center of the state. So that'd be interesting. Let me look down on the... Is my son beating up my wife right now? Hearing her scream ow and then him laugh. That's so bad. Appreciate the follows, guys. All his ow, 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 and he's like, hee. He does laugh when he hurts us. He's only 2. Yeehaw! Ride him, cowboy. Yali, did I get that? Did I time that correctly? Sorry, YouTube. Yali sent me a cowboy hat gift. I had to do that. We did it. Is there... Yeehaw! Ride him, cowboy. Guys, back to back. It hasn't really downtrended for tomorrow. It's kind of looked the same. Maybe a slight uptrend, if anything, but stayed pretty much the same. It stayed pretty much the same. All right, but that's interesting. The HRRR is actually putting some. Oh, it's the HRRR's. This is a little bit new. Well, here, let's look at this as well. For look at northern Missouri, got kind of a long track supercell moving through northern Missouri. Wants to move through this region, so we got to watch that. It's actually slightly downtrended over southwestern Oklahoma, although as we get into tomorrow very early in the morning, we're talking like 4 a.m., we could get some more supercells through the region, so supercell development. Do you think the day 3 moderate risk is a bit much for OKC? 1 second. Who has a day 3 moderate risk for OKC? CSU? Our day 3 risk is right over Dallas-Fort Worth. I think they're going to put a day... I think they're going to put day 4 risk too, by the way. Eau Claire, storm's about to be there. Oh, look at this. We got a tornado warning up to the north. About to move through Mission, Minnesota, Wakanabo, Palisade. This actually has a decent look to it, guys. This has a decent look to it, too. Let's take a look at this. There's your couplet. Yeah, this might be on the ground. The latest update looks a little less impressive. Let's keep looking at it. We have a CC droplet. Oh, this could be... I mean, this is not in the right spot, but this could be a decent tornado on the ground moving through Mission up towards Little Pine and Wakanabo, Palisade, Libby, I don't know, Ball Bluff. Not a bad looking little cell up here. So, northern Minnesota. Kind of central, but north central. Still got stuff going on up there. And this is what I'm talking about. This is way behind this main line down here, but you know, so it's not impossible to get stuff popping up out here. Is it going to be bad in Rochester, Minnesota? It's just as it's raining there right now, isn't it? That's about how bad it should be. There's a little bit of a downtrend down here. Oh, it's still kind of sitting on your doorstep, huh? Still kind of just sitting on your doorstep because of the way it's moving. Right now, there's not... no major rotation signature on here. We don't really see like a big notch or inflow region. There's a little bit of potential rotation along these cells, but I think... or along this boundary, but I think you guys are pretty safe. It's looking like heavy downpours, some wind, maybe pea-size hail is possible there, but probably just going to be downpours and a little bit of wind. Yeah, no problem. Altoona. I know how to pronounce that because... Why do I know how to pronounce that? Why do I know how to pronounce Altoona? Is that in Minnesota? Iowa? What? Oh, there's Altoona, Iowa, Altoona, Wisconsin, and Altoona, Minnesota. Well, if you're talking about Iowa, definitely pay attention throughout the night. You guys are still in a pretty decent tornado threat. Madison's looking less and less bad. The latest HRRR doesn't put too bad of storms through Madison, but it does put thunderstorms through Madison. They're just not very severe. So we have to pay attention because they could end up being severe. Here we go. Eau Claire. Severe thunderstorm warning. Tornado possible. Interesting little notch here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Not seeing a great signature for a tornado, but let's take a look at it, where we see the rotation on the reflectivity. He's being so bad. I got to go help my wife. I probably got to go off in here a second. I can just tell he's driving her crazy. Yeah, this looks like we could get it here. You, Claire, get in a safe spot just in case the way this is moving. Could develop a little bit further. It looks like there's a reason it's tornado possible, not even tornado indicated, because there's not a really strong couplet of rotation. But it's better to be safe than sorry. And you, Claire, I'd get in a safe spot as that passes over you. Guys, this has been a pretty big bust tonight, okay? But there's some, obviously models are still picking up in about an hour or two. A couple areas that it wants to pop up some isolated thunderstorms that could develop into very powerful storms that could develop tornadoes. So we've got central Iowa that models are disagreeing on. Are we going to see, as we move through the night, some long track cells? Northern Missouri, we're also seeing potential there. Omaha, little bit of potential. I'd pay attention in Omaha. And then this region down here, we have to watch as well. Now, as we get off into the east, we'll see. This is going to be very late tonight and into the early hours. So this is quite a while out. We're talking like 9, 10 p.m. and after and into the early hours as we get out towards Milwaukee, Green Bay, Madison. There's been a downtrend. I'll probably get back on a little bit later just for a little bit to check in on this. And I'll answer your questions there when I see what's going on with the atmosphere. But honestly, this is the best case scenario that we could have had so far. It really is. So, mods, I love you guys. I appreciate you. You're the best ever. Thank you for helping. Might get on a little bit later. I'll let you know in the Discord. I'm gonna stay in my Discord. If you guys want to join my Discord, it's Connor's Climate Corner HQ. If you become a sub, if you sub on TikTok or become a member on YouTube, it's $3 a month, and you automatically get access to the Discord. It's awesome. We're building a community on there. It's every update, weather update, every single day, live, daily you could ever want. And yeah, it's a fun Discord. So Connor's Climate Corner HQ. Yeah. Perfect, B. Thank you. Yeah, Connor's Climate Corner HQ. So yeah, all subs and all members get access to that. You can also sub directly on Discord. But it's a good time, and I'm gonna be on there after I get off here. I'm on there all day, checking, responding to people, and pretty much everything you need is on there. Tornado watches, warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings as soon as they happen. Everything's on there. All the information you need. I appreciate you guys being in here. You guys are awesome. Like I said, I'll let you know in Discord if I'm going to get back on later. This has been a fantastic downtrend. I will be posting updates tomorrow, and I will be on tomorrow because, well, we could have a severe weather day tomorrow. At this point, tomorrow could end up being worse than today because of how much of a dud this has been so far today. I don't want to, you can't call this off yet. There's still an opportunity for some bad storms to form, but so far. But yeah, you guys are awesome. I will see you. If I don't see you tonight, I will see you guys tomorrow. And if I'm not on tomorrow, that's because my daughter's being born. So, Jess, I appreciate you. All right, guys. See you.